The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 has a function to it that could either help you or be a little bit of a hindrance. I'm talking about constant facial exposure. Take a look at what happens to my face as I move from two well-lit windows. I'm going to turn around in the chair, become backlit, and it compensates for that. My face is now properly exposed. Doing that same thing in D-Log profile, watch what happens. Here I am properly exposed through the two windows. As I turn around, my face falls into shadow. It even falls into shadow on the side, sort of like a cinematic look, but I'm in shadow. Similar to what would happen if you were using a cinema camera or on manual exposure. What is causing this? You would think it's the auto exposure. Since we're talking about exposure, it's compensating for the exposure of your face. It is, but it isn't. Here's the difference. Take a look at these two shots again. Both were shot with auto exposure set, but it's the difference in the color profile that's doing this. The normal profile is what's keeping my face exposed. The D-Log profile is what's allowing it to fall into shadow. Here's what happens with the HLG profile. It's similar to what happens on an iPhone, where as the shadow hits me, it starts to kind of gradually expose itself. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the profile. I'm not saying it's not good for you, but for the sake of this, we're gonna stick to the normal and D-Log profiles. Let's do the same test in the chair with a manual profile. I'm gonna lock the ISO at 200. And this is the normal profile. So I'm going to turn around. There's a little bit more of a shadow look coming across my face. I'm a little bit better exposed, not as much as what was happening on auto exposure, but it's usable. Now let's take a look at the same thing in D-Log, manual exposure of ISO 200, same shutter speed, 1/50th, and we fall into shadow. So the color profile is affecting how much of the exposure we're getting, especially when it comes to the face. Where does choosing auto exposure matter? Let's take a look at another example. I'm going to walk through that hallway. And it's dark in there because we have blackout curtains, but it's bright outside. So let's take a walk and take a look at what happens in the normal profile. And as I go into the well-lit bathroom, it's properly exposed. I can see detail on the curtains. As I get to the window, it does that shift that your cell phone would do, where it's now exposing for the outside. As I pull back, it now exposes for the inside. This is normal profile auto exposure. Now take a look at the same walkthrough with D-Log on auto exposure. So we're getting a little bit more of a contrasty look coming through the hallway, into the landing, into the bathroom. It still shifts exposure for the outside. So auto exposure is shifting on D-Log. But it didn't do that on my face as I turned around and was backlit and fell into shadow. It properly cast a shadow on me. Doing that same walkthrough with the manual setting, let's put the normal profile on. I'm going to lock the ISO at 200 and the shutter speed at 1/50th, and I'm going to walk through the bathroom. And as I get to this window, I don't want to expose your frame here, but you can see it's not compensating. It's keeping the outside blown out. It's exposing for the ISO of 200. Let's take a walk together, shall we? So I'm going to get up. Right now I'm in the normal profile. So we're going to go into the hallway behind me here, and we'll see what happens in the normal profile auto exposure. I'm going to go into the bathroom. And right now, you can see that my face starts to become overexposed, but then it gradually dials it down. So if you look behind me, that's the hallway that I came from that was dark. And if I can walk backwards without bumping into anything, we'll notice what happens to my face and the exposure as I go into that dark hallway. Now and I'm gonna move so that I'm not lit. There's no light coming from the front of me actually, so once again, behind me is that dark room. And of course it made it look lighter than it actually is. But, you know, here's my face being lit up in this dark room. You know, we'll go back into here again and watch what happens to this room. So this is a more accurate representation of what it should look like. I'm right in front of the window, properly lit. That actually looks like it looks in real life right now. There's a facial recognition process in this camera. It can track your face. In the app, you can do beauty things. You can put makeup on yourself. You can slim down your face. So there's something in this camera that is facial awareness, facial tracking. And I feel like on the normal color profile with auto exposure, it's recognizing that and it's exposing for your face. There's no right or wrong way to do this. One way isn't better than the other. It really depends on your application. It depends on what you're doing with this footage. I primarily use this camera to shoot this content with, talking head videos for YouTube. So I keep the color profile on normal. I keep the auto exposure on. If I were going for something a little more cinematic, I would shoot in D-Log. What the auto exposure is doing is taking the information from the sensor, exposing things properly. It's going to set your ISO. It's going to set your shutter speed to give you a usable image. Now, sometimes that shutter speed might be a little too high than what you would want because it has to compensate if there's a lot of light coming in. By the same token, if it's too dark, you might introduce a lot of noise because it's raising that ISO up so high to give you a workable image. Once again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's what works for you. It's what gives you the best image for what you're trying to accomplish. But I think it's important to understand how these things work because it's a tool that you have, and the more you understand about your tool, the better. I'd like to give a really big shout out to YouTube creator Mr. Ombre. It's his channel right here. Please check him out. He does great videos on vlogging. Thank you for this suggestion. Dude, really fun stuff. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I learned more about this camera that I'm using. So that's always a good thing. Learning this stuff is fun. Getting out there and playing with it is fun. So hopefully this information helps you, and check out Mr. Ombre, please. And if you've made it this far, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I really appreciate that. And I'd love to hear from you. So take care, everyone. Peace.